His is a story that's almost as unique as his name. The Andean bear Pinocchio's life has been one big adventure, beginning with his birthplace of Ecuador. Originally, he was rescued as an abandoned cub from the rural countryside. Years later, he ended up here in Salisbury.
And after a lengthy stay, his whereabouts have been changing rather rapidly, and WBOC has been tracking his movements and chronicling his eventful life. Here to help preview the new special, Pinocchio's Journey Continues, is Bill Mich, the Assistant News Director for WBOC. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So what was your first experience with Pinocchio like?
So the first experience with Pinocchio was, what, 7 years now? 7 years ago, when we went with two members of the Salisbury Zoo to Ecuador because they were going to bring him back. So myself, we went down there to document that, the whole trip, whether it was, seeing the country, but also seeing the bear and talking about why he was coming back, which of course is to bring his wild Andean bear genetics into the captive population of the bears in the U.S. So it's been 7 years, and we had to go revisit.
Is that why you decided to put the special together?
Well, yeah, because we've spent so much time and effort talking about the first time he came here. So now that he was here, he was Salisbury's bear, everybody loved Pinocchio, and then Pinocchio left and went away. Yeah. So we thought, well, let's go see how he's doing down in Nashville and see what's next for the old guy.
Well, what was Pinocchio's experience like here in Salisbury?
Successful. So Pinocchio was brought here to have cubs, and he did that. He had 3 cubs, and now all of those cubs have moved on to do exactly what Pinocchio is doing. So since he's in Philly, then the other one went to Wisconsin, and then the other one back in September went to Switzerland. Wow. So his cubs are going all over the place. So that Pinocchio is now doing the same thing to, again, spread his genetics.
Is that part of the species survival plan?
Yes, Salisbury Zoo is part of the Andean bear species survival plan. Different animals have different plans. So that plan, made up of different zoo members from across the country, they kind of determined where these bears go. That's where his cubs went. So Pinocchio was determined to go from Salisbury to Nashville because they have a bear there who's never had cubs. So Pinocchio's genetics and this bear who's never had cubs furthers that genetic line of Andean bears in captivity.
So what is the ultimate goal with Pinocchio and the Salisbury Zoo?
So Pinocchio's ultimate goal is to keep having cubs because he was so valuable. For the Salisbury Zoo, their goal is a new exhibit. So right now they have the exhibit there. They have one bear left in Chaska. Chaska's a little older. Chaska's had many cubs, and she probably won't be having cubs anymore. So once they start building this new exhibit, Chaska's probably leaving Salisbury.
Oh, well.
Probably. But then the goal obviously is a big new Andean bear exhibit, and Salisbury Zoo wants to be a place where these bears come and breed and have cubs. So the hope is, hopefully, once the exhibit is done, maybe Pinocchio gets to come back.
There we go.
Set to unknown.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the special.
Yes.
Was it tough to put together?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, I went to Nashville on my own and shot everything, and I was only there for a day. 7 years ago is when all the hard work happened. We kind of look back at Ecuador 7 years later. So we had a nice little chunk of reusing all that old video I haven't thrown away for 7 years. That's just been taking up space on my computer. So let's use that again. And then we went to Nashville, then we shot in Salisbury. So I like these special projects. I like getting time. I don't get to report every day anymore. So getting to do these every so often is a nice change of pace.
You really do them well.
Absolutely. So how can we watch the special?
Wednesday evening, 7:30. Or it'll be online, of course, on Wednesday as well. So whatever you prefer. But if you want to catch it on TV, WBOC Wednesday evening at 7:30.
Ecuador.
Awesome.
You went to Ecuador.
No, pretty cool, right?
Incredible. Wow.
Yes, hanging out with the bears.
Bill Mich, Assistant News Director with WBOC News. Thank you so much for talking to us about the special. This will be great.